Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. I'm a busy wife, a mom of 3, and an NANP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the award-winning Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative natural supplements to optimize your health and make it easy. This podcast isn't just a source of information, it's a community where we're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, and this is your springboard to learning. And the free group coaching on Telegram is where we continue learning together. You ask your questions, I give you daily tips and tools to deepen your health and to keep you motivated in moving forward. So here's what to expect. I post new episodes every Monday and Tuesday live with in-depth health discussions and expert guests. And then on Thursdays, I post a hot topic that's shorter and it's in the news, something that's in the news that's trending, and you get to keep learning and keeping up to date. I also offer that free health group coaching on Telegram where I post daily and you can ask your questions and get to know everybody else in the group. It's free, there's no downside, and it's not censored. If you're curious about detoxing, I've created over 10 unique, easy detox cleanse programs to help you reset your body while feeling great. So you actually feel good day one and you don't have that hangry or detox flu symptoms that most people get. The link is on my website. You can find the quiz and you can take a quiz, decide which cleanse is right for you. And if you don't know where to start with your supplements, complete my health goals form on your free supplement protocol. It's packed with insights, and I will suggest an actual protocol for just you. There's no downside. So today we are talking about seed oils. Are they healthy? Are they not? They're in the news, right? I mean, you cannot turn left or right without seeing someone talk about seed oils. And we're just going to take a big step back, a big deep breath, and talk about really what is going on. Over the past century, the typical Western diet has significantly shifted in the types of fats that we consumed. Traditional diets rich in saturated fats from animal sources have been replaced by diets high in polyunsaturated fats, PUFAs, which we were told are healthy from those vegetable oils, including canola, peanuts, soybean, safflower, grapeseed, sunflower, corn, cottonseed, sesame seed, and rice bran oil. And this change was driven by the belief that saturated fats were harmful to cardiovascular health. I'll never forget when my dad, and I was a young girl, he started eating margarine instead of butter because of his cholesterol. And I didn't know any difference. I just thought fat was all bad. So I just stayed away from all of it. But that was what was going through his head. And that was like in the 1990s, right? So the impact of this dietary shift has been huge. Life expectancy in the US declined for the third consecutive year in 2022. This has not been seen since World War I, according to the CDC. And at the same time, chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, cancer, all on the rise. We've done podcasts on them. The rate of increase has accelerated. Alzheimer's, dementia, hormonal issues, heart disease, diabetes, fatty liver disease, all of it. The CDC reports that 6 in 10 US adults have a chronic disease and 4 in 10 have 2, because usually they come packaged together, right? Obesity rates have soared, and now they're showing that instead of 30% of people being obese in 2000, it's now up to 42%, which I actually think it's much higher. And that's just obese. That's not even overweight. The statistics are really concerning. And they're asking the question, could dietary fat, the change in our diet, be a contributing factor? Well, then you look at the keto craze, right? So that entered the scene in the early 2000s where sugar was demonized and fat was great. And I remember when I got on that bandwagon, I'd hear people say, oh, just make fat bombs. You can eat all the fat you want. You can eat nuts, nuts, nuts. Just have the whole bag of almonds. It's okay as long as you're not eating more than 20 carbs a day. So it proved not to be a solution for many people. So you would see this improvement, and then people would plateau. And then if they had one meal with carbs, they would gain a ton of weight. And they'd say, what is going on? My body now can't even eat the carbs that I used to be able to eat, right? So it was showing that we obviously have not found the solution. And the fats, the good and the bad, during a time where the liver function was declining due to modern day toxicity. So it's not just the sugars, it's not just the fats, but it's all those other things. It's the spike protein, the microplastics, the GMOs, the glyphosate, all of these things where the liver's like, no, thank you, I can't do this. So this issue is compounded when the fats are rancid, unstable PUFAs, packaged in healthy processed foods, and not even the healthy ones, but of course the non-healthy ones too. So sugar was taking the blame for all the metabolic diseases. The blame was partially correct. The amount of sugar has increased over the years. In 1970, it was like 123 pounds of sugar per person annually, and now it is up to 152 pounds per year. That's on average. So that's means that it's much higher for most people when you put in people like me or you, who's probably not eating even close to that, right? So the rise in sugar consumption is closely linked to the increase in obesity rates, diabetes, and other metabolic disorders. And so you also have to know that all of these metabolic diseases we're talking about, you usually don't just have one. If you've got heart disease, you probably have diabetes. You probably are overweight. But this is the other thing no one's taking into account, because when I look at my parents' diet, they've never had weight issues, but they've never thought about sugar. They've never thought about what they're putting in their mouth. Sugar isn't the same as it was in 1970. Most sugar is consumed with the highly unstable seed oils, the artificial ingredients, the toxins, the heavy metals, the GMOs. They're all packaged in this delivery system called processed foods. So this creates a firestorm in the body with exponentially more detrimental effects than just pure cane sugar alone. I want you to go out and try to eat 5 oranges, right? Or a whole watermelon. You might be able to, but you're going to feel really sick, and then you're not going to do it a second time. But when it's processed foods and it's compounded, you don't have the fiber in there to tell your gut that you're full, and it's triggering your brain to say, I want more, I want more, I want more. You just overeat these foods, and they're packaged with the wrong fats and the sugar and the fake ingredients and all of it together. So what does fat do in the body? Is keto wrong? Is keto right? What's the truth? Well, understanding why the type of fat we consume matters, because they play different roles in the body. So fats are the most energy-dense macronutrients. They provide 9 calories per gram compared to 4 calories per gram for carbohydrates and proteins. They are an essential part of our cells. They influence the fluidity and the function. They're a big part of that cell membrane, the brain of the cells. Your cell membrane has a saturated fat and unsaturated fat bilipid layer. Now we're going to talk about iodine and that iodo value or iodolipid value per fat in that cell membrane in a minute. But you need the right fats, and you need both for the health of the cell membrane. Fat is also needed to make hormones. They're derived from cholesterol, a type of lipid or a type of fat. And if you don't have enough fat coming in, then you're not going to be able to produce your hormones. You need to have fat to absorb certain vitamins like A, D, E, and K. They are fat soluble, meaning they require the fat for absorption and transportation. Fat also can act as signaling molecules influencing various metabolic processes in the body. So there's a role for fat. You do not want to be on a zero fat diet. But how does dietary fats impact your metabolic rate, right? The keto people will say a high fat diet, low carb, is going to boost your metabolism. And some of you may have said, well, yeah, it did for the first 6 months. And then I felt my metabolism go down. What happened? Well, the type of fat you consume can influence your metabolic rate, and the ratio of polyunsaturated fatty acids to saturated fats in your diet can affect your metabolism. Research suggests that diets higher in the PUFAs and monounsaturated fats compared to saturated fats may send different signals to the body, causing lower metabolic rate, increased reductive stress, and increased fat gain. So yes, fat can make you fat. So with the PUFAs and a high PUFA diet, I'm not saying just a moderate amount, because remember, your body does need both types of fat for that cell membrane. But you've got the PUFAs are particularly vulnerable to oxidative stress due to their chemical structure, which contains two or more double bonds. These double bonds make it very fragile. They can break easily. The carbon atoms between these double bonds are susceptible to the oxidative stress, and just from the physiological temperatures, leading to the production of toxic and inflammatory byproducts. So they are fragile. They can cause more oxidative stress and inflammation in the body than saturated fats. Oxidative stress seriously can damage your mitochondria, and that is the basis of your health. The mitochondria is your health, right? So we are only as healthy as our mitochondria. They are the powerhouses of our cells. They are crucial for energy production. And this damage from the oxidative stress is a huge deal, because that healthy mitochondria are essential for that overall well-being. And just by trying to eliminate oxidative stress isn't enough, when the real key is to focus on enhancing that mitochondrial function. So we're going to talk about a lot of things that can help boost your mitochondrial function, not just taking away the seed oils, right? So the better the mitochondria are functioning, the better they can handle the oxidative stress, produce more energy, support various bodily functions more effectively. So that is the root, right? We want to address our mitochondrial health. These fats can interfere with your thyroid hormone utilization. So our metabolisms are our thyroids. So who of you is saying, well, I can't eat what I used to eat? My metabolism is slowed down, and maybe it's because of menopause. Everyone says that just happens. That's not the case. You don't have to succumb to a lower metabolism just because you're in menopause or getting older. Well, so the thyroid gland produces hormones that regulate your metabolism, right? A 2020 study published found that high PUFA diets can suppress thyroid function by interfering with the binding of thyroid hormones to their receptors. That can lead to hypothyroidism, weight gain, fatigue, cold intolerance, even if your thyroid hormone levels look like they're normal. These PUFAs can also affect your gut health. The gut microbiome plays a crucial role in overall health, and dietary fats can significantly influence that gut health. High PUFA diets have been linked to increased gut permeability, dysbiosis, inflammation. This is on top of just having one meal of processed food can rip up your gut and cause leaky gut, right? So that gut-brain connection is canceled. Your brain and your gut won't talk if you've got leaky gut. And another study in 2019 has linked high omega-6 PUFAs to intestinal inflammation and increasing the risk of inflammatory bowel diseases and IBS. The shift towards the high consumption of seed oils also correlates with a rising rate of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, the chronic diseases, and those diseases are skyrocketing. And you also can get nutritional deficiencies, because these seed oils means you might be missing out on the healthier fats, like from olive oil, coconut oil, and animal fats. So it's which one are you eating? You can only take in so much fat, and that might cause a disruption in your assimilation of fats and of the good nutrients that you're getting from the foods that you're eating with those PUFAs. So what do we do about it? Remember, we want to support our mitochondrial health. That's everything. We are going to be eating seed oils because we're in America and they put them in everything. And even if you're eating wild animal protein and using the right oils in your house and eating all organic, when you go to a restaurant, they're cutting those salad dressings that are olive oil based with canola oil. And they're going to be cooking with seed oils because it's cheaper. And right now in this economy, everyone is trying to save money, right? So what can we do about it? The number one supplement is the acceleratine, right? So this is where you need to start. Among the 96% of the US population is iodine deficient. That statistic is old. And now I would say it's closer to 100% with people that are not supplementing with iodine. It is no longer in our diets. It's no longer in our soils. And even the iodine or the iodized salt is full of microplastics. So here you are taking in salt thinking you're getting some iodine, but it's full of microplastics that are going to inhibit the absorption of iodine. So that's going to do you no good. Iodine is vital for mitochondrial function and ATP production. It actually is the number one cause of mitochondrial failure, iodine deficiency, right? So this deficiency can lead to a sluggish metabolism, poor detoxification of the seed oils, and weight gain. So the thing about seed oils that's different than any other vice that you might have, like sugar. Sugar's in and out of your body within a day. The seed oils can stay in your body for up to 6 to 7 years. Well, iodine has a part in that cell membrane's health. Remember, it's a bilipid layer, saturated, unsaturated fats. Without a healthy cell membrane, you can't get nutrients into the cells and you can't get the toxins out, the toxins like the seed oils. So with that cell membrane, the bilipid layer has iodo values. Now, there's more iodine needed for the polyunsaturated fat or the unsaturated fat part of it. And saturated fat doesn't need as much iodine. It has a lower iodine value, right? But you need iodine as part of that bilipid layer. It's called the iodolipid value, right? So we need iodine to get the toxins out of the cells like the seed oils and the nutrients in. That is why iodine is essential in this modern day American environment with our food. Iodine is also crucial for producing thyroid hormones, T2, T3, T4, right? Unfortunately, the modern diets don't have enough iodine. So you need that iodine for the 2, 3, and 4 molecules needed in the T2, T3, and T4. That T is tyrosine. Tyrosine is an amino acid that needs to be coming from animal protein. Iodine significantly increases ATP production in the mitochondria. It enhances energy levels. It supports more active metabolism. It helps with detoxification. Like I mentioned, it helps the cells detox from the heavy metals, toxins, radiation, and seed oils. And all of those things can hinder the mitochondrial function, metabolism, and weight loss. So you might not be eating a lot of calories, but you can't lose weight. And it's not just because of the food coming into your body, it's because of these other toxins, not just the seed oils, right? So iodine also helps remove harmful substances like fluoride, chlorine, and bromide from cells, which are known to contribute to hypothyroidism, reduced ATP, and sluggish metabolism. I did a hot topic a couple weeks ago on fluoride, how even the government is saying that fluoride in the water is hurting our kids' brains, causing IQ to go down. So that's a problem, right? It will also prevent new toxins from binding to the cells. So if you've got all these receptor sites needing iodine and they're empty, guess what is going to fill them? It's going to be the fluoride, the chlorine, and the bromide that look structurally like iodine. So if you have the iodine in those receptor sites, then those toxins go, oh, well, I have no place to go. I'm just going to go right out the body. Iodine also helps with the damage caused by the spike protein. And I have to be very careful with how I talk about this, but this is a game changer. If you've got symptoms that are lingering from the last couple of years, you need the iodine. And this is the spike protein is linked to mitochondrial damage, metabolism slowdowns, weight gain, liver backup, so much more. Iodine helps cleanse the blood, supports liver detoxification, regulates estrogen, promotes hormonal balance, reduces estrogen dominance. Who of you is walking around with too much estrogen? Man boobs, or you can't build that muscle if you're a woman, right? A lot of these things, or your menopausal symptoms are worse, or your PMS symptoms are worse. All of that is going on. I'm seeing it in my own house, and that is where iodine is a must. It helps with the estrogen regulation in the body. And like I mentioned, the iodine is crucial for forming those iodo-lipids, which helps maintain that and regulate the cell membrane health. So you not just only need that iodine, but you need the phosphatidylcholine, which we're going to talk about in a minute, helps that cell membrane at the perfect balance, ensuring that neither is too rigid nor fluid, but they're just right. You want to be able to get those toxins out. We are taking in toxins, whether we like it or not, but we want to be able to give our bodies and give our cells as much help as they can to get rid of those things, right? So this will help the cells communicate better, absorb nutrients more effectively, and get rid of those seed oils. So why Accelerate iodine? It is the only pure, natural, single active iodine I-, suspended in alcohol, enhanced with scalar frequencies, and its single atom structure ensures that the bioavailability and absorbability is much more effective than most iodine supplements, which only get about 10 to 20% absorption. So most iodine supplements are attached to another molecule. The body in its weakened state has to break apart that molecule to use the iodine, which doesn't happen very effectively. So I also mentioned the phosphatidylcholine. This is my new favorite supplement. I love the taste of it. Now, if you don't love the taste of it, it comes in capsules as well, but it reminds me of something in my childhood and I love taking it. But I also get that feedback loop where my brain says, you love this stuff. It is so good for you. You have more and more and more. So anyways, the seed oils, remember, they're in the cells. We need to get them out. So what does PC do? It will help protect and repair the cell membranes. So the seed oils, which are high in those PUFAs, can cause that oxidative damage to the cell membranes. And PC is vital for helping those cell membranes with the iodine and maintain their integrity. It helps repair their membranes, ensures that your cells are functioning optimally and protecting them from damage, from harmful seed oils, from the other toxins. The liver, it helps the liver and it helps it detox. And we need our livers to be functioning optimally, and they're not right now. Most of you have fatty liver. Most of you have been exposed to the spike protein. I don't know who hasn't, but all of that is going to cause issues with your liver. And it can become overwhelmed by the byproducts of seed oils, such as the aldehydes, which are toxic and inflammatory. Phosphatidylcholine supports liver function by enhancing its ability to detox these harmful substances. And this means that your liver can more effectively process and eliminate the toxins from seed oils and improve your overall health. Seed oils can contribute to inflammation in the brain, not just the body, and oxidative stress. And the PC is crucial for brain health because it's a major component of brain cell membranes, which is the brain of the cell, and is involved in the production of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that's essential for memory and learning. So it's really good for your brain health. It boosts mitochondrial function, We've talked about the fact that oxidative stress caused by the seed oils can impair mitochondrial function, and the PC supports mitochondrial health by maintaining that structure of the mitochondrial membranes, and this ensures that your cells can produce the energy they need to, right? And mitochondrial failure, you fail. It is literally the basis of our life and our vitality. The PC also helps reduce inflammation, and seed oils are notorious for promoting inflammation due to their omega-6 content. So the PC has anti-inflammatory properties, and it is going to help everything just kind of shrink, get rid of that inflammation throughout the body. It will also help with your fat metabolism. It will also help with combating that weight gain and metabolic slowdowns that is often associated with the seed oil consumption. Now, why do we choose Body Bio? I interviewed Jess Kane. Make sure you go back and listen to her talk about the difference between Body Bio PC and other PCs on the market. It is liposomal. What does that mean? It ensures that the PC stays intact through digestion and effectively reaches your cells without breaking down. And this guarantees optimal delivery and absorption. Other brands, they may claim that they're liposomal, but they're not. And the real proof is in the results. So this is where the Body Bio PC takes the cake. I have tried other PCs. I didn't really feel any different until I started taking this. My brain kind of lit up. I have more energy. I'm sleeping better. So many things. Next is accelerated fast. So this is more than just a metabolism booster. It improves your mitochondrial health, improves that ATP production. It helps lower your stress. It's going to increase just the overall mitochondrial health and your thyroid health, your fat metabolism, all of that. It also helps clean the liver on a daily basis. So it's doing some of that dirty work behind the scenes while you are trying to eat and focus on the right foods. It's also going to curb the cravings for the processed foods with the seed oils, which can drain the ATP. So processed foods actually steal ATP from the body. The goal of eating food is to gain energy. These seed oils, these processed foods, are stealing energy. So then what are you going to do? You're going to eat more because you think by eating more, I'm going to have more energy. That makes sense. Food equals energy. Well, we have this break between the food we take in and it converting into energy. And there's a missing link here. And what we're going to do with the accelerated fast, it helps you intermittent fast. So your gut is going to improve. Your gut microbiome is going to improve. The cravings for the wrong foods are going to go away. You focus on the wild animal proteins and the foods on the accelerated food guide that I've talked about. And then you're going to increase that ATP and increase your metabolism. So it will also help by cleansing the liver. It's going to promote ketosis, optimize your thyroid hormone conversion, keeping your metabolism running smoothly and supporting your overall health and energy, brain and body. Your thyroid health will actually, help or hurt your brain health. You could have anxiety or depression because your thyroid's not working right. And that could be because of your liver not working right. The formula also helps keep your metabolism running smoothly, promoting ketosis when you're in a fasting state. And then you incorporate some of the wild animal protein for maybe your first meal. You're going to keep that ketosis state, that fat burning state going. Then you incorporate carbs. Yes, we're not on a low carb diet. We're on a whole food diet. Right? When we go back to the basics, when we go back to our whole foods, it's amazing what the body will do. So that is really key and helpful in getting your body to burn its own fat, increasing that ATP, curbing those cravings, getting you back on the right track. Next is the accelerated thyroid. So that is, I can't emphasize enough, the thyroid health is the master endocrine gland, so it will be determining your disease state or your health state, right? So accelerated thyroid is a cutting edge natural thyroid supplement that I've put together from different thyroid ingredients that have been taken over the years into one supplement. It comprehensively boosts the thyroid function, and that thyroid is needed for ATP and mitochondrial health. The formula includes grass-fed thyroid glandular, essential peptides, amino acids that are crucial for thyroid health. And then we include an ancient Ayurvedic herb known as Kanchanara, which I've been taking for years, known for its detoxification and thyroid supporting properties. So it's actually detoxing the thyroid. It's also helping with water retention. It helps with preventing fatty liver disease, helps improve the mood. The whole formula, the way it works together, it's going to help restore your thyroid back to where it's supposed to be. So many of you are on thyroid medication and it's not working. Why isn't it working? Well, because you might be just taking T4. And the T4 does you no good unless it's converted into T3. But your thyroid's got to be working and your liver's got to be working. And this is where accelerated thyroid comes in, because it is helping detox the thyroid from the toxins that could be inhibiting that function. And it's also helping with the liver and boosting the overall thyroid health. So what else do you do besides the supplements? Educate yourself on protein. Go to my website and research the articles I've written on the right proteins. Some are good, some are bad. Proteins like chicken, turkey, pork, conventionally raised beef have higher levels of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, including linoleic acid, and they are just like the fats that come with the seed oils. These meats also have amyloid proteins. These are misfolded proteins that not only don't get broken down into usable amino acids, but they also trigger gut pathogens to proliferate, find their way into the brain, causing cognitive decline. And these amyloids have become more serious since the spike protein. That spike protein is causing the body to make even more amyloids, so you're increasing that burden of amyloids. And if you look at other proteins like wild animal proteins, bison, venison, elk, wild fish, they have more nutrients, more usable amino acids, so your brain and your body and your muscles all get those great amino acids to build them back up, and a higher amount of the omega-3 fatty acids. That should be the focus of your diet, these prioritizing wild animal protein. I list them out in the accelerated food guide, so make sure you check that out. And it will give you a spreadsheet, essentially, of the yes foods, the no foods, and the foods that if you're in a good position, your health feels good, you can have once in a while, right? Protein is needed for mitochondria. And our goal is to increase the health of our mitochondria, remember. So they provide the structural support and are essential for building and maintaining the mitochondria's outer and inner membranes. Proteins like cytochrome C and ATP synthase are vital for the electron transport chain and ATP production. They also play a significant role in repairing damaged mitochondria, ensuring that everything's functioning the right way. So when you take in protein, it breaks down into amino acids, and then that's needed. Those amino acids are needed for the new mitochondrial proteins, directly boosting ATP production. Now remember, if you're eating the amyloid proteins, they're never getting broken down into those amino acids. Proteins support mitochondrial biogenesis, and that is important for the overall health, right? They act as antioxidants, neutralize harmful reactive oxygen species, and that's during the ATP production. So this is also very important. Detoxifying proteins remove harmful substances that could impair mitochondrial function as well. You want to then use the healthy oils. So switch out those seed oils for butter, ghee, olive oil, avocado oil. Make sure the avocado oil and olive oil are organic. And there's a lot of oils out there that claim to be olive oil, claim to be avocado oil, and they're not. So you want to be very careful with those. Eliminate the processed foods. That's a no-brainer, right? The processed foods can severely limit your ATP production, reducing it just to 2 ATP per mitochondrion compared to the optimal 36 to 38. That is a huge difference. We only have as much energy as our cells. It's not going to come from the Monster drink or the coffee. So these foods, the processed foods, create excess waste, which halts the mitochondrial biogenesis, overwhelms the body's cleanup efforts, and the waste bogs down the entire system, resulting in less ATP, decreased mitochondrial biogenesis, dirtier mitochondria, and less energy at the cellular level. And along with that, just eliminate the PUFAs where you can. The processed foods, imitation butter, salad dressing, fried foods, the poultry, the pork, nuts and seeds, seed oils, the fatty fish even. Do I eat fatty fish still? Yes, but fish is also high histamine, so I make sure I take my HistoHarmony with my fish, and I don't have it as often as I used to. I listen to my body. If my liver's in a good spot, then I will have more fish, and I will have more fattier fish. But if I am feeling nauseous when I eat fat, that means my liver says, no more. And I will slow that down, and I will actually go to leaner meats, and especially bison, venison. Those are my go-tos when I need a lower fat diet. But these oils, the PUFAs, safflower, grapeseed, sunflower, corn, cottonseed, soybean, rice bran, peanut, canola oil, those are the ones we want to stay away from. These fats can mess with your metabolism, ruin your mitochondria, contribute to that fat gain, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, insulin resistance, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and like we talked about before, they have multiple double bonds. This makes them very unstable. You want to reduce the bad estrogens in the diet. The bad estrogen or estrogen dominance can mess with your mitochondria. And these bad estrogens can be found in plastics, makeup, cookware, cleaning supplies, and more. I've done a lot of podcasts on the microplastics, the heavy metals, these things that are in our makeup, our dish soap, everything. They are increasing the bad estrogens. There's good estrogens and bad estrogens. They're not all equal, but these bad estrogens are tanking our testosterone levels in our men, and even in us women. We need testosterone, right? So it creates a hormonal imbalance. That's going to impact your mitochondria. It's going to increase oxidative stress and so much more. Okay, so the endotoxins. Endotoxins, these are these nasty toxins released by harmful bacteria in your gut, which can wreak havoc on the mitochondria. They are worsened when eating a diet full of the seed oils or the grains. When your gut lining is compromised, which most people have, leaky gut, it triggers inflammation throughout the body, and this will damage your mitochondria. When your mitochondria are under attack by endotoxins, their ability to produce ATP is obviously not working right? This means less energy for your body to function properly. You have more health issues, more fatigue, and the damage caused by the endotoxins can actually impair that mitochondrial biogenesis. So it is really important to think about what your current state of health is. If your gut's not doing so well, you want to stay away from the grains. When your gut is doing better, you can handle them a little more. We've talked about sulfur. So sulfur can cause a backup in your detox pathways. Sulfur is from garlic, onions, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, all of these healthy foods, kale, and they can actually backfire. So go to the Accelerated Food Guide to check that out. And that can also overload the detox pathways, slowing down your metabolism and your ATP. And the same goes with the oxalate-rich foods. Those are spinach, almonds, berries, kale, most nuts. Oxalates can slow down your thyroid function, and they can slow down that ATP production, metabolism, and fat burning. Histamine foods. So most people are having issues with histamine because of the spike protein. That has increased this over-exaggerated response from histamines from the spike protein. And then you've got this interplay of histamines and sulfur and oxalates. So it's like this big firestorm from all of them. So I list out the foods that are high in histamine. Some of your favorite healthy foods like bone broth, avocados, bananas, those are all high in histamine. regular exercise. It's needed for everything, for your brain and your body, but it also stimulates the production of new mitochondria and helps get the detoxification of the things like the seed oils out of the body. You want to avoid as much toxins as you can, like the pesticides, heavy metals. Those all damage the mitochondria. Stay hydrated, but hydration isn't just water. It's water, iodine, and salt. Believe it or not, that's where accelerated ancient salt is so great. It helps with the intracellular hydration to give the cells good hydration. Get enough sleep. If you don't sleep, your body's not recovering, and mitochondrial health will suffer. Your ability to detoxify the seed oils will go down, all of that. And stress, it goes without saying, easier said than done. But it depletes your energy reserves. It lowers your thyroid health and metabolism, degrades that mitochondrial function and ATP production. So mindfulness, meditation, prayer, relaxation, all of that will help. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this kind of cleared up some of the back and forth, the battles about the seed oils. Do our bodies need seed oils? Yeah, but we got plenty with our ancestors' diet without these processed foods. So how is it packaged? And now our bodies are overwhelmed with all of these other things that it can't handle the seed oils like it used to. Those fats with no sugar can cause insulin resistance at the cellular level. So I hope this was helpful. And our discussion does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost in the supplement world, just reach out to me. You can get your free supplement protocol. Just go to sarabantahealth.com, complete my health goals form, and I will get you a personalized protocol for you. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products, and you can listen anywhere to the podcast, Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. It's on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, and over 100 platforms. And if you could share this message, because it is, being totally mismanaged as far as the dangers of seed oils, right? You can also shop on the website at acceleratedhealthproducts.com. Use coupon code WELCOME10 to get 10% off your first order. I'm live every Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential. Thanks for joining us here, and have a great week.